Casey at the Bat by Ernest Lawrence Thayer. The outlook wasn't brilliant for the Mudville Nine that day. The score stood 4-2, but with one inning more to play. And when Cooney died at first and Barrows did the same, a pall-like silence fell upon the patrons of the game. A straggling few got up to go in deep despair. The rest clung to the hope which springs eternal in the human breast. They thought, if only Casey could but get a whack at that, we'd put up even money now with Casey at the bat. But Flynn preceded Casey, as did Jimmy Blake, and the former was a hoodoo, while the latter was a cake. So upon that stricken multitude, grim, melancholy sat, for there seemed but little chance of Casey getting to the bat. But Flynn let drive a single, to the wonderment of all, and Blake, the much despised, tore the cover off the ball. And when the dust had lifted, and men saw what had occurred, there was Jimmy safe at second, and Flynn a hugging third. Then from 5,000 throats and more rose a lusty yell. It rumbled through the valley, it rattled in the dell. It pounded on the mountain and recoiled upon the flat, for Casey, mighty Casey, was advancing to the bat. There was ease in Casey's manner as he stepped into his place. There was pride in Casey's bearing, and a smile lit Casey's face. And when responding to the cheers, he lightly doffed his hat. No stranger in the crowd could doubt 'twas Casey at the bat. 10,000 eyes were on him as he rubbed his hands with dirt. 5,000 tongues applauded when he wiped them on his shirt. Then while the writhing pitcher ground the ball into his hip, defiance flashed in Casey's eye, a sneer cooled Casey's lip. And now the leather-covered sphere came hurtling through the air, and Casey stood a-watching it in a haughty grandeur there. Closed by the sturdy batsman, the ball unheeded sped. "That ain't my style," said Casey. "Strike one," the umpire said. From the benches black with people, there went up a muffled roar, like the beating of a storm waves on a stern and distant shore. "Kill him! Kill the umpire!" shouted someone on the stand, and it's likely they'd have killed him had not Casey raised his hand. With the smile of Christian charity, great Casey's visage shone. He stilled the rising tumult, he bade the game go on. He signaled to the pitcher, and once more the dun sphere flew. But Casey ignored it, and the umpire said, "Strike two!" "Fraud!" cried the maddened thousands, and echoed answered, "Fraud!" But one scornful look from Casey, and the audience was awed. They saw his face grow stern and cold. They saw his muscles strain. And they knew that Casey wouldn't let that ball go by again. The sneer is from Casey's lip. His teeth are clenched in hate. He pounds with cruel violence, his bat upon the plate. And now the pitcher holds the ball, and now he lets it go. And now the air is shattered by the force of Casey's blow. Oh, somewhere in the favored land, the sun is shining bright. The band is playing somewhere, and somewhere hearts are light. And somewhere men are laughing, and somewhere children shout. But there is no joy in Mudville. Mighty Casey has struck out. Casey at the Bat, Ernest Lawrence Thayer, published June 3rd, 1888. San Francisco Examiner. Casey at the Bat, Lineup for Braves Country, Lawrence by Thayer. D.M. Magee, 2024. A is for Aaron, the Hammer and Hank, the real home run king. Take that to the bank. B is for Bobby. Cox never cowered. He'd give Blue quite an earful on his way to the showers. C is for Chipper. Don't call him Larry. He would show up in Shea, the Mets he would bury. D is for David. Justice he'd bring. A Game 6 solo brought Atlanta their ring. E is for Eddie Matthews. 512 bombs away. Lit skies from Boston to Milwaukee to the A. F is for Fred. McGriff dog-biting crime. A fire was lit the day he arrived. G is for Glavine. Southpaw winds and kicks. Changing speeds east and west. A gem in Game 6. H is for Harry and his brother George Wright. The father of baseball, Boston pennants in flight. I is for inning, ending double play. Riley to Ozzie to Olsen all day. J is for Jones. Andrew let her fly. And his gloves in center is where singles would die. K is for strikeouts. A plenty from Strider. The quads in the stash, getting swings from that slider. L is for Lopez. Javi to B-Mac. Travis and Smurf, we've been lucky to see that. M is for Mad Dog. He won 355. Could swat flies with the changeup and still bust you inside. N is for Necro. He got to the hall by bending and knuckling and floating that ball. O is for Otis. Old Nixon could fly. The catch at the wall baffled our eyes. P still for Peterson. We were all rockin' pearls. With Eddie and Jorge, we were out of this world. Q is a quandary for why Dale is not in. Murphy MVPs again and again. R is for ranking. The top pitchers lore. Remember Kid Nichols, 107 WAR. S is for Smoltzy. The big three in the hall. When the game's on the line, you give John the ball. T is for Tyler. Matzik and the gift of 2021, the entire night shift. U is for Chavez, but we say Uncle Jesse. The frames, the release, kept the batters guessing. V is Van Weeren. Skip Carey 2. Don Ernie Joe, the tales from the booth. W is Warren. Spawn Johnny Sane. They'd ride him in Boston and then pray for rain. X is Mazzoni. Yeah, X marked the spot. Leo rocked next to Bobby, and his pitchers stayed hot. Why it makes us feel young. The game's main appeal. Chopping through the battery, there's no better feel. Z is for Zip Boom Bam, Ramalama Ding Dong. Throughout the summer, we sing that song. From AJ to eyeglasses and a hell of a pen. Mad Max, Uncle Charlie, win after win. A cannon from short, and RC you later. Acuna Matata, there is no one greater. Though you can't fit them all when you just A to Z. Think of your favorites in the rafters we see. I started with 3, then 10, 25, 47, 31, and of course 29. Let's not forget 21, 41, 35, the great 44, or 755, and old number 6, who led his great teams. The pennants were flying. It felt like a dream. From Boston to Milwaukee to Atlanta's TBS, a family, a tradition, Braves Country's the best. Lineup for Braves Country by D.M. Magee, 2024.
You're in Braves country.
Good evening, Braves country. Let me get the lineup shared on the screen real quick. Apologies, we thought we already had it up there. As here we go. And we are coming to you live here in Braves country, getting set for pitch-by-pitch, play-by-play of your Atlanta Braves. You can see Max Myers on the mound, and we've got Soler leading off again. Now, this is a right-hander. Soler leading off again. We've got Riley. I don't know why this site does this every time. It's a running joke. M. Riley, I guess it's Mr. Riley, is batting second. And then you've got Ozuna, Olsen, all the usual characters. But you'll notice Orlando Arcia has now been moved up to fifth in the lineup because he's swinging the bat so hot. They're trying to get him extra at bats. I don't know if I love that because Honest Engine, he's still not having great at bats, but he is hot. So I guess you got to ride the wave, and considering how thin our lineup is, I kind of get their thinking of it. If it was a lefty, I would love it, but a righty, we'll just see how it plays out. Max Myers is a difficult customer. More on that in a second. Sean Murphy's behind the plate tonight. Kelnick is in center and batting eighth, and then you got Merrifield. I don't know why they have that written there. Once again, some chuckleheads that run this site, but Merrifield is batting ninth and playing second. He is not playing left field. We're not having to. Eddie Rosario is pretty bad at his defense, but he's not so bad that we have decided to have two left fielders and no second baseman. So that's what we got going on. Welcome in Braves country. Game one of a 4-game set tonight, tomorrow night, and Saturday night, and then it is the Sunday game. Your typical 1:35 start. So the next 3 nights, 7:20, and you have pretty interesting news. Now we're not doing a long one tonight, but we do have some pretty interesting news. They are saying there is a very good chance that Max Fried is the pitcher Saturday night. That Max Fried had a bullpen, no issues, and feels great. And as opposed to wasting innings down on a rehab start, let's get him going and put him back out there on the bump. So I'm hoping that's what we get, and I'm kind of expecting it at this point, the way the buzz is going around. Ronaldo Lopez, they have not given a day for his next start, but he's not going on the IL. We know that. I think they're going to give him a couple of extra days and try to fight through this. Remember, if you go right now, you got Charlie tonight. You've got Schwellenbach tomorrow, and if Max goes on Saturday, you could put Grant Holmes back out there on Sunday and then put Raylo out. You could wait to bring Raylo back until Tuesday because Monday's an off day. So that's probably the plan, but we don't know anything for sure just yet. What we do know is that Max Meyer, who is on the mound tonight, he's a tough customer. We went up against him. We went up against Max Meyer back early in the year, and shortly after that, they sent him down to the farm, and everybody was up in arms in the Marlins, I don't know, Marlins Nation. I don't know what the hell they call it. Marlins Ocean. I don't know what their 6 people in their fan base call each other. But anyways, in their aquarium, but they were up in arms because the kid looked phenomenal and he's one of their top prospects, but they sent him back down on the farm so they can basically do what we're doing with AJ Smith-Shawver, which is go out there and have the innings monitored down on the farm where you don't have to have him come up and pitch regularly. So that's what they ended up doing. And he's back. He's pitched 1 game since he's come back. And with that being said, he is gave up 3 runs, 4 innings his last time out, and I'm not expecting the moon and stars from Myers because he is relatively fresh. But then again, he looked lights out against us the first time. So I don't know what to expect as far as, look, he came up. I'll pull up the game real quick. He came up against Milwaukee. We just saw the Milwaukee Brewers. They've got a decent offense. He went 4 innings, 3 earned runs. The big thing that jumped out to me, just 3 strikeouts. When he faced Atlanta in April, it was 7 strikeouts. He went 6 innings, gave up 1 earned run. Actually, just gave up what did he give up? 5 hits, and I did go back and look at it. It was against Chris Sale. Chris Sale didn't get the win because we lost a very low scoring game that day. I believe it was 2-1, and so this isn't going to be a walk in the park. We're going to have to get to him and get him knocked out of there. And once we get him knocked out of there, their bullpen is cashed because they traded so many guys at the deadline. I said this yesterday, but once again, if anybody won the trading deadline, if you really want to take the one team that dominated the trading deadline, it was the Miami Marlins. The Miami Marlins had a great trading deadline. They traded a ton of players, brought in and basically reset their deck, and they're going to be up near next spring when the rankings come out. They're going to be up near the top of the top farm systems in all of baseball. So this is going to be a night where I think we're going to have to fight our way through the first few innings. And then if we can get Meyer knocked out, and hopefully he's on a pitch count, hopefully he's on an innings count. He went into 4 innings there. He threw 85 pitches. And I don't know if they're trying to keep him around that mark. If so, if I'm the Atlanta Braves, I'm saying eat some pitches tonight, man. Eat some pitches. My pick to click tonight, and I've got not basing this on anything else but emotion. Normally I go at the numbers at the previous at bats. There really isn't much against Max Meyer. There's only 5 guys in the lineup tonight that have faced Meyer earlier in the year. None of them did hardly anything. Riley did go 1 for 2. He struck out, but he drew a walk. Ozuna went 1 for 3. He got an RBI. He did not go yard. Olsen went 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts, and Arcia 0 for 2, Kelenic 0 for 2. That's it. That's the list. That's the only guys who have seen him. But I'm going with Jorge Soler, mainly because I was digging around in my closet today, and I didn't know where it was. I was looking for it the other night, but I couldn't find it. And I didn't realize I had set it off to the side. I have 2 separate closets. One is just a jersey closet, and the other one is kind of like my everyday wear. Well, anyways, I found it. This isn't just an Atlanta Braves jersey. This isn't just a World Series Atlanta Braves jersey from 2021. It's the Jorge Soler jersey. And there's a funny story behind this. Real quick, I'll tell you the story. My stepfather passed away last year, and when he did, he was from Cuba, loved baseball, and I was going there to use my chef skills to cater the event. Long story short, I was trying to find something to wear that would represent Cuba, and I couldn't find anything because all the baseball hats from with the Cuban national team, you couldn't get them anytime soon. So I ordered this jersey, Jorge Soler, because he's from Cuba, and I was like, I'm going to wear this, right? Well, of course, the damn thing doesn't show up till the day after the event. But anyways, I still have the jersey, and he's always been one of my favorite Braves players just because that 2021 season is going to be legendary. The only thing I don't like about him coming back is that he's never going to be able to live up to our expectations of what he did. Just like if Jock Peterson comes back, we're always going to go, dude, what happened to you? He got hot. But anyways, I'm going to go with Jorge Soler, mainly because he is leading off and he is going to be playing in Atlanta for the first time, and I expect him to do something. So that's my pick to click. I'll take the Braves to win. I think it'll start off slow, but we'll get some runs eventually. We're going to get to that bullpen. Give me the Braves to win this one. 7. Charlie's on the mound, man. I'm going to be optimistic and say 7-3. but he has got to be much better. We'll be back in a flash, pitch by pitch, play by play. Your Atlanta Braves coming up.
You can't smoke like me, so don't try and be like me. Let's party together.
There's something kind of about a kid that's never played baseball.
Baseball is a beautiful thing. It's more beautiful in an old park. It's asymmetrical and quirky. But even in a dome with artificial turf, it's beautiful. The way the field fans out, the choreography of the sport, the pace and rhythm of it. The fact that pace and rhythm allows for conversation and reflection and opinion and comparison.
In right field, the crowd is tormenting Strawberries, singing, Darryl, Darryl. Little roller up along first, behind the bag. It gets through Buckner. Here comes Knight, and the Mets win.
And there's a fly ball deep to left. It's on its way. There it goes. And the Yankees are going to the World Series. Aaron Boone.
Ground ball stabbed by Folk. He has it. He underhands to first for the first time in 86 years. The Red Sox have won baseball world championship. Can you believe it?
It's a pastime, something you do. It's entertainment, something you watch. And it's a shared experience, something you talk about and read about. But you can apply those same three criteria to other things. What makes baseball special is that it's the best game that's ever been devised.
Smith corks one into right, down the line. It may go. Go crazy, folks. Go crazy.
Sure as God made green apples, someday the Chicago Cubs are going to be in the World Series.
A little bouncer slowly toward Bryant. He will glove it in front of Rizzo. It's in time. And the Chicago Cubs win the World Series. Cubs win. What a lucky break. The good Lord wants the Cubs to win.
How can you not be romantic about baseball?
If baseball is about caring, about loyalty and rivalry.
Braves fans are on their feet hoping for some kind of a bleeder or a seeing-eye single. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Fastball hit high and deep down the right field line. It's going back, back, back. Is it fair? Is it zip, boom, bam, it's gone! Ram-a-lam-a ding dong, a 3-run shot, and your Atlanta Braves have taken a 1-run lead. She's gone, baby!
There's a very peaceful thing. It was created and played in pastures and meadows. There's grass, there's outdoors, there's everything that people thought was American and feel about America. You get in a ballpark, and it's the wonder of walking through that dark tunnel and seeing a huge open space where men play the little boy's game.
I believe in the Church of Baseball. I've tried all the major religions and most of the minor ones. I know things. For instance, there are 108 beads in a Catholic rosary and there are 108 stitches in a baseball. I prefer metaphysics to theology. You see, there's no guilt in baseball, and it's never boring. It's a long season and you gotta trust it. I've tried them all, I really have. And the only church that truly feeds the soul day in, day out is the Church of Baseball.
Swung line drive left field. 1 run is in. Here comes Green. Here's the throw to the plate. He is safe.
You're in Braves country.
If there's a bigger thing going on right now, I don't know what it is. We're down to one strike here. Gurriel, the last hope for the Houston Astros. And here's the 0-2 pitch. Swung on, bounced over to Dansby. Dansby fires it over to first, and here comes the dog pile. Fire the cannons in the battery. Do the chop all throughout Braves country. Pop that top. Your Atlanta Braves have won it all.
Oh, say can you see by the dawn's early light what so
Want a beer? 7 o'clock in the morning. Scotch?
Hey, howdy, hi, and how the hell are you? Pull up an armchair, girls and boys, and join us for Braves Country Baseball. You're listening live, and the scene is Truist Park in Atlanta, Georgia, where we're set to bring you pitch-by-pitch, play-by-play of your Atlanta Braves. Hi, I'm Mac Magee. Here are your starting lineups for today's action. Leading off and playing shortstop for the Miami Marlins, Xavier Edwards. 1 home run, 12 RBI, batting .379 and 95 at-bats, 9 stolen bases. Batting second, playing third, Jake Berger. 15 home runs, 42 RBI, batting .235. Jesus Sanchez is the designated hitter and batting third. A .241 average, 12 home runs, 39 RBI, 7 stolen bases. Batting cleanup and playing first, Bride comes in with 41 at-bats, batting .268. 1 home run, 7 RBI. Evan Stowers is in left field, batting .275. 1 home run, 9 RBI. Lopez is at second and batting sixth. A .225 average, 3 home runs, 19 RBI, 8 stolen bases. Nick Gordon is in center field and batting seventh. 8 home runs, 32 RBI, 5 stolen bases, batting .232. Batting eighth and playing right field, it's our old friend, Forrest Wall.
Run, Forrest, run!
7 for 30. On the year, 1 RBI, 3 stolen bases. Batting ninth, the hind catcher, Nick Fortes. 2 home runs, 17 RBI, .214. On the mound for the Miami Marlins, it's Max Meyer. He's 2-0 with a 3 ERA. A .95 whip, just 21 innings pitched, 15 hits allowed, 17 strikeouts, 3 home runs, 5 walks. He'll be going head-to-head with Charlie Morton. Uncle Charlie will be trying to bounce back. After a rough couple of outings, he's 5-6 on the year with a 4.16 ERA. A 1.25 whip, 106 innings, 93 hits allowed, 103 strikeouts, 40 walks, 14 home runs served. Backing up Uncle Charlie in the bottom of the first inning and leading off for your Atlanta Braves, in right field, it's Jorge Soler. 12 home runs, 40 RBI, 1 stolen base, batting .238. Batting second, playing third, Austin Riley. 14 home runs, 45 RBI, batting .258. Batting third, the designated hitter, Marcell Ozuna. 31 home runs, 84 RBI, a .301 average. Matt Olson is batting cleanup and playing first. 17 home runs, a .226 average, 50 RBI. Orlando Arcia is up to the 5th spot and playing short with 9 home runs, 30 RBI, .224. Eddie Rosario is in left field with a .181 average. He has 10 home runs, 34 RBI, 9 stolen bases. Back behind home plate, it's Sean Murphy. The Smurf has 6 home runs, 13 RBI, batting .217. Jared Kelenic is batting 8th and in center field. He has 12 home runs, 33 RBI, 6 stolen bases, batting .236. And Whit Merrifield is batting 9th and playing second base. He has a .201 average, 3 home runs, 13 stolen bases, 11 RBI. Calling balls and strikes behind home plate tonight for game 1 of a 4-game series, it's Manny Gonzalez. First base umpire is Todd Titchener. Second base will be manned by Austin Jones, and down the third base line, it's Nestor Seja. Your Atlanta Braves come in 9 games over 500, 58-49 on the year, 30-21 at home. The Miami Marlins are 18 under 500 at 40-68, 18-34 on the road. Your Atlanta Braves are minus 200 on the money line. The over-under is 8.5. We'd like to thank all the Country Club members for helping support the channel. Please become a Country Club member today. And if you haven't already, smash that like and subscribe to Braves Country Radio. Well, it's about that time. Grab you a cold one. Find you an armchair. It's Braves Marlins, game 1 of a 4-game set. Braves finally come back home after a pretty good road trip, and they look to squish the fish behind Uncle Charlie. We got the Uncle Charlie emoji kicking in the chat, along with the Jorge Soler grant homes. We'll add others as they allow us. It's all based on the number of country club members we have. It's time to warm up those Chop Arms Country Club. Braves Country, get your game face on.
Get this bus moving. Stop. Come back. Too late.
No calls! Yeah, no calls!
You're in Braves country. You're in Braves country.
Get this bus moving. Stop. Come back. Too late.
No calls! Yeah, no calls!
You're in Braves country.
Good evening, Braves Country. Time for a little roll call. A little more difficult for me to do it when we played the Stinky Fish because I have to set up my entire studio has to be set up differently because I live in the zone or whatever the hell you want to call it of Marlins television. So I have to set this up totally different. So bear with me. Once I get this out of the way, it's usually pretty smooth sailing. So we're just going to rattle them off, not like we normally do, just as I see them, I'm going to rattle them off. Good evening. We see, get all the way back up here at the top. I do want to thank Keith Williams for his service and wish him well overseas. I see he's back in the chat again. And keep on ticking off your roommate. Good evening, Willis Mathis, David S., Brian Andrews, Charlie. We see John. Who else here? Justin Green. Let's see, who else do we have here tonight? Nathaniel Brooks. Edward Spry. I feel like I haven't seen Edward in a couple of days. And let's see who else we have here. Willis, Mathis, what you talking about, Willis? Mark, Ricardo, Lucy's home. Marguerite, I see you now. Ken Scott, Paper Company, I see you. I think that's everybody. If we missed anybody, I should be caught up and can move this off from my chat that I normally go. Now I can see your chat a lot easier. We will be just about set for pitch-by-pitch, play-by-play of your Atlanta Braves. Atlanta Braves are wearing their home whites. Of course, everyone, I'm sure, at the stadium is excited about the fact that Jorge Soler's out there in right field, and we are just about ready to go. Charlie Morton fires the first pitch. It's on the way, swung on. That ball is slapped into left field, and it's a leadoff single for Xavier Edwards. Took a fastball on the outer edge and just kind of turned into their new version of Luis Arias. Doesn't have a ton of pop. He just tries to get on and cause problems once he gets there. So 1 on, nobody out. First pitch on the way from Charlie Morton is swung on and popped back foul to Jake Berger, batting .235. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Righty-righty matchup. Speed at first. Murph probably going to be tested tonight with the speed in this lineup. The 0-1. Right there at the knees. Home plate umpire Manny Gonzalez said he missed, but it looked like it hit the paint. 1-1. So 1-1 count. Comes set. Turns around and flips it over to first. The 1-1. Pitch on the way to Berger. Swing and a miss. Curveball off the edge. 1-2. Berger came over from the Chicago White Sox last year. And he's got some pop, so you can't totally ignore his bat when he's up there. And he's had some very good games against the Braves last year. The 1-2. Charlie kicks and fires. Curveball down and away. 2-2. Early on, that curveball is not quite as snapping. It's got that wide turn to it. Got to keep an eye on that because when he does that, he's usually apt to hitting the left-handers on the back foot. The 2-2 swung on. That ball's laced into left field. That ball's down for a base hit, and there's 2 on, nobody out to start the game, to start the inning here for the Miami Marlins. Braves nothing, Miami nothing. Charlie Morton, even with his extra days of rest, he doesn't look sharp. Good evening, Emilio. If anyone else has not said hi in the chat, jump in, let us know where you're listening from, and we'll give a howdy to you. First and second, nobody out. Pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. Curveball over the edge. It's 0-1. Jesus Sanchez, the batter. Sanchez batting .241 on the year. .697 OPS. Righty-lefty matchup. The pitch. Swung on and missed. That curveball down there around that back left foot. It's 0-2. Got to be careful on that. And I don't know what it is, but he normally hits them when they got 2 strikes. I mean, if you're going to hit the guy, hit him at the beginning of the at-bat. So an 0-2 count. Morton comes set. They set up outside. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Got him with the 95-mile-an-hour cheese. 1 away. One down. Double play would get us out of this mess. That'll bring Bride to the plate, batting .268, righty-righty matchup. First pitch on the way. Inside, misses. It's 1-0. The 1-0. Charlie comes set. Lets her go. Right there at the knees, 95, spotting the edge on the outer cut. It's 1-1. Light slate of baseball today. We got a few games on tonight, then a full slate back to it tomorrow, but we will hit the out-of-town scoreboard here in a bit. The 1-1. In the dirt. Four-seam basketball. 2-1. A 2-1 count. Braves nothing, Marlins nothing. The pitch. Curveball snaps the edge. 2-2. So he's staying away from Bride here. By the way, if you're wanting to use that Charlie Morton emoji, we just put it back in, so you might have to refresh your page. The 2-2. Down and away. Full count. Standing on deck is Stowers. Braves nothing, Marlins nothing. 1 down. 2 on. The payoff pitch. Morton brings it. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Got him with the gas on the outer edge. Might have chased ball 4, 2 away. That was too close to take for sure. Bride looked back at home plate umpire to ask if that was a strike. I don't think it was. It looked like it just missed the edge. Nonetheless, first pitch on the way is a swing and a miss by Stowers. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Righty-lefty. 2 outs. Top of the first inning. The pitch. Swing and a miss. 96. High cheese. 0-2. So an 0-2 count. Morton trying to work out of this jam. Good evening, D. Good to see you. I think we've said hi to everybody. If we haven't, just jump in the chat. The 0-2 swung on and missed. Strike 3. So he's out there chewing on onions and spotting dimes. He struck out the side but gave up 2 hits. We'll be back in a flash here on Braves Country.
Today I'm going to show you how to tie a tie with the help of my gay nephew, Peter Piscitello.
Gay? I'm not gay.
What are you talking about? Of course you are.
No, I'm not. Why would you think I was gay?
You ever hear yourself talk, Peter? You're gay.
What are you talking about? This is how I talk.
Peter, you got nothing to be ashamed about. The whole family supports you.
Excuse me, the whole family?
Here are some baseball facts you might not have known. In the early days of baseball, some hitters would choose to use a flat bat. Batters felt that utilizing a flat bat allowed them to bunt easier. But Rule 1.10a was instituted stating the bat shall be a smooth, round stick. 2021 Cardinals, Nolan Arenado, Paul Goldschmidt, Tyler O'Neill, Harrison Bader, and Tommy Edman all won a Gold Glove award. This made the 2021 Cardinals the first team in history to win 5 Gold Glove awards.
So Deshaun Watson blocked me on Twitter. Guess I must have rubbed him the wrong way.
In 1914, a band of rich businessmen hoping to get in on the baseball action formed their own league, the Federal League. They began offering big money to big stars willing to sign up with their team. They even gave the players the right to become free agents. 81 players were lured to the new league, including Three Finger Brown, Joe Tinker, and Chief Bender. Old ballparks were renovated and new ones built, including one on Chicago's north side that would one day be called Wrigley Field. But the upstart league was a direct challenge to Ban Johnson, who resented the interlopers just as National League owners had resented him when he launched the American League in 1901. Johnson denounced the competition as pirates and threatened to blacklist any players who jumped to the new league. But to stem the flood of deserting players, he and his owners also raised the salaries of remaining stars and pledged to do better even by average players in the future.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. First pitch on the way to Jorge Soler is slapped over towards the first base side, foul. It's 0-1. Righty-righty matchup. Jorge batting .238, 12 home runs, 40 RBI, 745 OPS. The 0-1. Swing, fouls it away. 95 miles an hour into the seats. Over the first base dugout, it's 0-2. You remember when Soler came over in 2021 as the 0-2? Outside wide, did he go around? They're going to check. First base umpire Todd Tichenor says, no dice, 1-2. When Soler came over from Kansas City in 2021, his numbers were much worse than what we're looking at now. The 1-2, swing and a miss. Strike three, one away. And it took him a little bit to get going, but he was barely hit. I went back to look at it. He was barely hitting the Mendoza line. He had a lot of injuries that year. Came to Atlanta and got some pretty cool things to share with you as far as what was said last few days. The first pitch on the way. Swung on and fouled back out of play. It's 0-1. One of the first things that jumped out at me is that Luke Jackson was asked about being traded back to Atlanta as the 0-1. Down and away, did he go around? He did, 0-2. Righty-righty matchup. But Luke Jackson was asked about coming back to Atlanta. He said he said it just feels like coming home. This will always be my home. The 0-2. Swing, fouls it back. 1-2. Think we talked about it yesterday, but if we didn't, Tyler Matzek's wife, put a very nice note out on Twitter as the 0-2 pitch swung on. That ball's hit high and deep. If it's fair, it's gone. Zip, boom, bam, it's gone. Ram-a-lam-a, ding-dong. A solo shot. The rake goes yard. They're doing the chop in the bullpen. You can see Jesse in his white rimmed glasses with the foam tomahawk. And it's 1-0 your Atlanta Braves. He just stuck his foot in the ground and slammed it over the right field wall just below the chop house. Wasn't sure if that was going to stay straight. It started bending at the last minute. First pitch to Ozuna is up top for a strike. It's 0-1. Well, the Braves have already hit one more home run than they did against Meyer the first time they saw him. The 0-1. In the dirt, 1-1. Braves 1, Marlins nothing. But Tyler Matzek's wife on Twitter, basically the short of it, said that she was taken back by all of Braves country as the 1-1, chop foul 1-2. And basically wanted to thank Braves country for, I'm not talking about our radio station, I'm talking about all of Braves country, for welcoming her in, and that she's made some lifelong friends. And once again, he's technically a free agent next year. The 1-2 misses high four-seam fastball, 96, 2-2. So a 2-2 count, and I do think there's a good chance that he comes back. The 2-2 in the dirt, ball 3-2. He's got an option for 5.5 next year, but as little as he has pitched, and he may be back in September, but even still, I doubt San Francisco picks that up. The 3-2 pitch swung on. That ball is going to get driven into center field, and that ball's down for a base hit. About letter high fastball, and he smoked it into center field. Gordon catches it on the one-hopper. We got something cooking still here in the bottom of the first. Righty-lefty matchup. Matt Olson to the plate. 94-mile-an-hour fastball. Looked a tad high, but called for a strike. It's 0-1. The 0-1. That pitch was actually closer, I guess, and now it's 0-2. He's got two pitches that you could argue at least one of them was out of the zone. So an 0-2 count. Righty-lefty, the pitch. Swing. That ball is lifted high and deep, going back on the track. Zip, boom, bam, it's gone. Rock the castball, baby. A hanging bender. Matt Olson. He's back, baby. He's back. His 248th career home run. They're going to go out there and talk to him. Stoudemire, the pitching coach, is going to go out there and talk to Meyer. That was just a hanging, it was basically a cement mixer. And Olson got underneath it. You never know with those swings because it just takes a little just to pop those up, but he got all of that one. That thing bounced into the chop house. And it's 3-0 Atlanta. Wow. While they do that, talking about a couple other things, Jorge Soler said he was playing PlayStation when he received a video call. So all you, I guarantee it was college football 25. Said he was playing PlayStation when he got the call that he was traded. It was a video call from his GM, and he said, it kind of hit me a little later when I was playing because, man, I got traded and I got a pack. First pitch on the way to Arcia, swung on and popped up. High in the sky. Easy can of corn for the left fielder. You don't get many of those. 2 down. Yeah, OPS is a more accurate. I see the comment by Yelton. OPS is a much more accurate as the first pitch on the way to Eddie Rosario's right there at the knees. It's 0-1. OPS is just much more accurate at what a player actually does. The 0-1, chop foul into the dugout. Third base side, it's 0-2. It's on base percentage plus slugging. So when you get walked, et cetera, because now there's a ton of different metrics. So you can use whatever you want. The 0-2, high and out of the zone 1 and 2. But yeah, back 50 years ago, they didn't really think much about it. They had a guy that was starting to come up with this, and it was all kind of shooed away. He eventually got hired by the Red Sox as the 1-2 pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3, and that'll end the inning. That guy that got hired by the Red Sox, he helped them win that first World Series. We'll be back in a flash here on Braves Country.
I'm currently in my era, because when people ask me how I'm doing, I'm like,
You're not out there. You can't be, because I am out there. And if I see you out there, there's not enough voltage in this world to electroshock me back into coherence.
Hey, Braves Country, this is Mac Magee with Braves Country Radio. We are bringing you pitch by pitch, play-by-play of your Atlanta Braves all year long. Please like and subscribe today. It's free, and it helps us bring you more of the game we all love. Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball.
Somebody explain to me how NASA can get data from 4 billion miles away, but I keep losing my Wi-Fi signal in the kitchen.
The Federal League owners fought back, charging that the major leagues constituted a monopoly, and they sued organized baseball in federal court in Chicago in 1915. The presiding judge was said to be death on trusts, but he was also a baseball fan. He refused to rule quickly, and the months dragged on. Finally, Federal League owners, increasingly strapped for cash after 2 shaky seasons, gave up. The new league collapsed. So did Ban Johnson's promises of better pay. Chris Speaker's salary was cut in half. The players were as powerless as they had been before, and still the federal judge had not ruled.
Do you realize that a decision in this case may tear down the very foundations of this game? Any blows at the thing called baseball would be regarded by this court as a blow to a national institution. Judge Kennesaw Mountain Landis.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. First pitch on the way from Morton. Almost gets the right-handed hitter this time. Bends it into Lopez. He gets out of the way. It's 1-0. The 1-0. Curveball across the letters over the plate, 1-1. The 1-1. Right there on the outer edge, kisses the black 1-2. The 1-2 from Uncle Charlie. Curveball almost got him to swing. You could tell he wanted to pull the trigger, but he laid off 2-2. That was a little bit far out of the zone. The 2-2, high and out of the zone. Ball 3-2. Who was it that was asking? Brian Andrews asking about what WAR stood for. WAR is wins above replacement. The payoff pitch. Swing and a miss. Did he get a piece of it? He just got a piece of it. Murph couldn't hold on to it. Popped out of his glove. We'll do it again. So, yeah, it's wins above replacement. And it's not an exact science. It's really up to each individual. As the 3-2 pitch. Swung on, chopped foul, back behind the plate. We'll do it again. It depends on which site you go to because there's F4, there's WAR, there's all kinds of different versions of WAR. Basically what it is, they're taking that everything that you do, both hitting and fielding and base running, along with what the pitchers do, etc. The payoff pitch, swung on. That one's fouled. Back, we'll do it again. And they give it a number. What it basically means is that's how many wins you represent for your team a year. Meaning if somebody else took your place in that position, they would make the difference in the standings as such. The payoff pitch, Charlie Morton really having to work here. So that's why that one's a little difficult to defend, because it's not an exact metric on how they all come up with it. The 3-2 swung on. That ball's laced into center field. That's in for a base hit. And the Miami Marlins got the leadoff runner on again. 1 on, nobody out. So 1 on, nobody out. First pitch on the way to Gordon, batting .232. Down and in for a ball. It's 1-0. Gordon kind of looked like he was stepping towards that back curveball. I'm sure the whole league has to know that he will hit you with that back foot curveball. You got to do is not move. The 1-0 swung on, fouled back, 95 miles an hour, 1-1. It's one of the reasons why I don't love the idea of him starting in the postseason, because of that. I mean, he's just gotten to the point where when he faces a left-hander he doesn't control the curveball like he used to. Charlie turns around and fires it over to first. Standing on deck is Forrest Wall, the ex-Atlanta Brave. The 1-1 swung on and fouled down the first base line. Yes, Margaret, they can trade you as long as you don't have a no trade clause in your contract. The 1-2 up top misses high, 2-2. Acuna does not have a no trade. Now, the one thing that they do have in Major League Baseball, they have what they call the 10-5 rule. It's fairly new. It was in the last collective bargaining agreement. The 2-2 pitch, 94 just misses up top. Once again, Charlie in trouble. He's already at 33 pitches. If y'all just missed the first inning, the payoff pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3. He's got 4 strikeouts and 3 base runners, 1 out in the second. But once again, with the WAR leaders, it depends on what site you go to for WAR. Because there are several sites. There's B-WAR, F-WAR, WAR, and there's actually 3 different sites that do WAR. And so it depends on which site you go to. So I don't know which site you're on right now, John. You're probably on Baseball Reference. First pitch on the way to Forrest Wall. Smacks the outer edge for a strike. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Turns around and fires it over to first. Yeah, that's what I figured. Some of those guys, if you look at some of the WARs, man, here's the thing. Some of those WARs are incredibly inaccurate because is the 0-1 pitch. Swing and a miss up top, 0-2, fastball. Some of them are incredibly inaccurate because, especially when they start applying the defense into the numbers, there was no video back then to go back and figure out who was covering what ground. It's all done by guesstimation. The 0-2 swung on and fouled away. We'll do it again. So that's kind of the funny part of it. And if you go into some of the other ones that heavily weight defense, Barry Bonds is much further down the list. The 0-2, swing and a miss over the top, strike 3, 5 strikeouts for Charlie Morton, 3 base runners, spotting dimes and eating onions here in the bottom of the second. So that'll bring up to the plate the right-handed bat of Fortes, the number 9 hitter. It's 1-0. Didn't appear that Forrest Wall got all that great of an ovation, man. I don't know. I guess I was just a fan of his. I liked his name, but also liked his game. I liked the fact that he was out there for base running. The 1-0 swung on, hit hard on the ground, backhanded by Arce. He flips it over to second. Merrifield there to make the grab, and that'll end the inning. 6-4 in your scorecard. We'll be back in a flash. Bottom of the order, leading by 3.
I have to go to rehab. So what I don't think you need rehab. Kim, I blacked out and climbed into a trash bin.
Hey, Braves Country, I'm Mac Magee. Join us for Pitch by Pitch, Play by Play, the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. We're bringing you Atlanta Braves baseball all year long. Jump into our pregame show, Braves Country Today, just before first pitch. Stick around for the postgame show, Braves Country Tonight, where we will open up the phone lines and react to your calls or your comments all year long. That's Braves Country Radio, pitch by pitch, play by play, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball.
What's your favorite section of the alphabet?
I mean, there's an obvious answer.
Yeah, excluding elemental P.
H-I-J-K.
No, but that's the worst one.
H-I-J-K?
H-I-J-K.
He's like, hi, just kidding.
30 years. Okay. Wow, you'll be paying this off in your mid-70s.
All right.
Hey, I got an idea. You know that extra bedroom? If the whole girlfriend thing never happens, that's where the nurse can live.
Okay, all right.
They have work to do, and they should be sleeping or eating. But they would rather do without sleep, or without a square meal deliberately eaten, than miss a minute of a ball game, even if they go on their night turn in the mill or factory, minus the rest that should be theirs.
Baseball has been a passion of immigrants because it is a way into the United States. And it's a kind of citizenship perhaps more authentic than anything which can be on a piece of paper. Sometimes it was the youngster's rebellion against his father becoming less Polish, more American by taking up baseball. But it became an enormously important part of the American identity.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. I can't see it the way I'm set up, so appreciate, who is it, Gary. Appreciate you letting me know. We got the 100 likes. Appreciate everybody hitting the 100 likes. Like I said before, I've got a weird setup for these Marlin games, so I can't see the broadcast the way I normally do. First pitch on the way to Sean Murphy is swung on and swatted back foul. Braves 3, Marlins nothing. Righty-righty matchup. Pitch on the way. Down and away. Slider just misses. 1-1. 1-1 count. Meyer at 24 pitches. You'd love to see them really run his pitch count up, get him out of there, and get into this Marlins bullpen early in the series. 94-mile-an-hour fastball is up top, swung on and missed. 1-2. Same two teams back at it tomorrow night. Tomorrow night, Schwellenbach night. And then we believe Max Fried on Saturday, coming off the IL. The 1-2. Swing, that ball's hit up the middle. Nice backhanded grab by Lopez. He'll flip it over to first. 4-3 put out. He had to backhand a scalded shot that went over the second base bag right into the teeth of the defense. Jared Kelenic comes to the plate. First pitch on the way to Kelenic, a four-seam fastball down and in. It's 1-0. The 1-0. Righty-lefty. Kelenic batting at just 236 now. Pitch on the way. Up top. Across the belt for a strike. 1-1. So a 1-1 count. Pitch on the way. Swing, and that ball's hit into right field. That is down for a base hit. Wrong button. Jared Kelenic rounds first, heads into second. He's got himself a one-out double. You have fun. I seen Nathaniel talking about practice football on ABC. You have fun with that, buddy. That's about the dullest thing on the planet. Righty-righty matchup. First pitch to Merrifield is right there for a strike. It's 0-1. None of the starters are starting in that game tonight. It's gotten more and more where all the preseason is just a bunch of junk. The 0-1, swing and a miss strike, it's 0-2. What's really maddening for fans that live in the city that actually are actual fans that, you know, have have the season tickets, they're forced to buy those crappy practice football tickets in August. The 0-2 swung on, lifted high, deep down the right field line. Just foul. If it would have stayed fair, it's at least off the wall, if not out of the park. So an 0-2 count. I guess that's the only good thing about that Hall of Fame game. You're not forced to buy those tickets because it's on a neutral site. But, man, brutal. First, the 0-2 pitch on the way to Merrifield just gets a piece of the slider. That thing was well out of the zone. I don't even know how he got to it. Darn sure shouldn't have swung at it. We'll do it again, 0-2. Honestly, and I'm not just saying that because I like baseball so much, spring training is the only practice that really matters because guys are literally trying to make the team. But when you talk about the NFL, man, you go into a season, most teams, 95% of their rosters are already decided. That's why they're talking about getting rid of the practice football altogether. The 0-2. Swing, that ball's lifted up the middle. It's going to bang off the glove of Myers. That's going to allow the runner to get down to third. Kelnick with the heads-up play. And we'll 90 feet away for another run. I got to get off this page. I keep hitting the wrong one. That'll bring Jorge Soler to the plate. Pitch on the way to Jorge is down and away for a ball. It's 1-0. Soler 0 for 1. The 1-0 pitch. Swing, pops it up. That'll bend out of play, 1-1. Well, 1-1 count. Nathaniel, we all have our crosses to bear. Don't blame us that you were Chicago born and raised. So 1-1 count to Soler. Kicks and fires. Down and away, 2-1. Braves 3, Marlins nothing. Kelnick stands at third, 2 outs. The 2-1 pitch. Brings it. High and inside. Soler takes the seat. 3-1. Soler looking out there to the mound. It wasn't quite as close as he made out. But then again, easy for us to say when we're sitting here and he's seeing his life flash before his eyes. The 3-1 to Soler. Myers brings it. 94 up top, misses. Ball 4. So he'll head on down to first base. Runners at the corners. And Austin Riley, went yard, if you're just joining us. A solo shot into the right field stands. Man, I'll tell you what, they had an interview with him this morning on MLB, and he is just such a great guy. He won an award today, and they had him on as the first pitch on the way to Riley. Check swing foul, it's 0-1. He was talking about, this is his second kid. His first one came a few years ago where he said right after that he had the best 3 months of his career, so he's hoping this happens again. But he's just so down to earth. Every time I see him interviewed, I really like him even more. The 0-1 swung on, chopped foul off the plate. 0-2. So an 0-2 count. Runners on the corners, 2 outs. Braves lead at 3-0. The 0-2. comes setting fires. High and out of the zone, 1-2. They said this morning that, talking about your Bears, they're saying this morning that Williams isn't even going to start or play. I'm like, good Lord, what is the point of watching that nonsense? The 1-2 pitch, high and out of the zone, 2-2. So a 2-2 count. Braves have a 4-game set here in Miami off Monday, and then 3 games at home against Milwaukee. We'll see them once again. The 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and that'll end the inning. Braves threaten but can't get them across. We lead 3-0 heading to the 3rd.
I'm your Uber driver. Get in.
I didn't order an Uber.
We've got one now.
I'm good, bro.
Oh my God! Good!
Or wait.
All right, guess what, guys? We made a football team. We're calling it the Buffalo Bills.
Oh, that is very cool. What's our mascot going to be? Bill? Who's Bill?
No, the mascot's a buffalo.
But you said we're the Bills.
Yeah, the logo is a buffalo.
Right.
And we're in Buffalo.
But we're the Bills, you said.
Right. Well, why don't we just be the Buffaloes? Well, then we'd be the Buffalo Buffaloes.
Yeah. It's a little too much Buffalo.
We're the Buffalo Bills, okay? We're named after Buffalo Bill Cody. He's a legendary bison hunter.
Wait, so we're naming our mascot after a guy that used to kill our mascot?
Technically, yes.
Maybe there's a guy that kills dolphins. That makes more sense.
That's illegal. He's Bill.
What if we call him Billy? You know, it's a little more kid-friendly.
Okay, sure.
Okay, how about full name William Buffalo, but he goes by Bill, socially?
Socially.
All right, we don't need a full backstory. But listen, it's cold up here. We're going to build a dome to play in, right?
No. We thought it through. It should be fine.
Lager, the beer that brought the forest down.
I drive an exotic imported sports car. I eat exotic foreign food like frankfurters and pizza. But when it comes to numbing my mind, I'm a patriot. I drink the beer that brought the forest down. I'm a lager man. And with the new 80-bottle trunk pack, you've got enough for the evening. Hey, it's happy hour somewhere.
Lager brings out the patriot in you.
Companies of every kind promoted baseball for their workers. Management believed it encouraged teamwork, provided a healthy way to fill spare time that might otherwise be devoted to labor agitation, and taught immigrant workers how to be real Americans. Nearly every industry had a league: railroads, steel, electricity, coal and iron, textiles, meat packing, automobiles, and thousands of workers came out for factory games on the weekends.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. Charlie Morton goes back to work. First pitch on the way is a curveball way outside wide for a ball. It's 1-0. Edwards 1 for 1 on the day. He took a fastball on the outside part of the plate and slapped it into the left field his first time up. The 1-0 swung on, dragged over towards second. Backhanded by Merrifield. He'll flip it over to first. And it's a 4-3 put out. 1 down. Jake Berger, the number 2 hitter in the order, comes to the plate. Third baseman for the Miami Marlins. Berger batting .238 on the year. First pitch on the way. 94-mile-an-hour sinker off the plate. It's 1-0. Righty-righty matchup. The 1-0. Swung on. Chopped over towards third. 5-3 put out as Riley to Olsen. Quickly 2 down. So what you really want here with the pitch count, 44 pitches already for Morton, a quick third could really alleviate the high pitch count that he had in the first 2 innings. That'll bring the number 3 hitter, Jesus Sanchez. He takes the first pitch, 94 up top, just misses. It's 1-0. Sanchez was rumored to be on the trade market too, but never happened. Though they did trade a ton of players. The 1-0. 4-seam fastball way outside wide, 2-0. Looked like that one had some 2-seam action, just kind of sailed away on him. The 2-0, curveball. That one didn't curve quite enough. Ball 3, 3-0. He's pitching way out there, like, speaking of war and everything, pitching on like Barry Bonds is at the plate. The 3-0. Ball 4, nowhere near the zone. So a 4-pitch walk after 2 quick outs. That'll put a stop to the talk of a quick inning. Braves 3, Marlins nothing. Cubs and Cardinals are just getting underway in Chicago. Pretty good pitching matchup over there. You got Immigrant versus Sonny Gray. First pitch on the way to the cleanup hitter. Jay Bride bangs the pitch off the plate. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Righty, runner at first, 2 outs. The 0-1 from Charlie. Swing and a miss. Change up over the top. It's 0-2. (0-2) count from Charlie. Fastball looked like it touched the zone, but once again did not get that call. He's not giving it to the right-handed. Against right-handed hitters, that bottom pocket at the bottom of the zone, he is not giving that to pitchers today. That definitely hit the zone. So a 1-2 count after they throw over to first. The pitch swung on, chopped off the plate. Foul, do it again. If you were watching the Atlanta feed, the only thing you missed was they did throw over to first while they were showing an old video up. Braves 3, Marlins nothing. Top of the 3rd inning, 2 outs. The cleanup hitter Bright at the plate. Stowers is on deck. The 1-2 in the dirt. Curveball nowhere near the zone. 2-2. 2 really quick outs, and now Charlie playing with his food is got the runner at first there with pretty good speed. He misses again. He's going to be off to the races. The 2-2. Swing. Pops it up. High and deep. Into right field. Stopping well before the warning track is Soler. He'll make the catch, and that'll end the inning. So they get one on, but once again, Charlie's scoreless through 3. Will grab the bats heading to the bottom.
I swear, some of y'all need to stop thinking that you're all that. For f***'s sake, you ain't even all there.
Hey, Braves Country, this is Mac Magee with Braves Country Radio. We are bringing you pitch by pitch, play-by-play of your Atlanta Braves all year long. Please like and subscribe today. It's free, and it helps us bring you more of the game we all love. Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball.
Could you imagine how hot I'd be if I ate right and took care of my body? I mean, I ain't gonna do it, but could you imagine?
Guess what? We played basketball in gym today.
I love basketball.
It was 5-on-5.
Did you guys win?
Well, it was tied with like 10 seconds left in the game.
Nice.
And I was over there, I was like, Kevin, because Kevin had the ball. I was like, throw me the ball, I'm open. And he didn't see me, so I ran to the top. I was like, I'm open, Kevin. And then everybody on my team was like, Kevin, Derek's open. And he threw it to me, and I looked at the time, and it's running down, and it's like 3, 2. And I just closed my eyes, and I just throw the ball up.
And
it went over the backboard.
On September 20th, 1914, more than 100,000 people filled Cleveland's Brookside Stadium to see the Telling Strollers beat the Hannah Cleaners 8-3.
The ones I remember are the Greenville, Mississippi Buckshots, who were semi-pro, I guess they were called in those days. And they had jobs around town, but the main thing they did was play baseball. And they were a tobacco-chewing crowd, and Men were fearful that their daughters might go out with one of them, that kind of thing. They hung around the pool all a lot when they weren't working or playing baseball. And they were all looking forward to a career.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. We head to the bottom of the inning, and the first pitch on the way is scorched by Marcell Ozuna. Heck, I thought that was a replay at first. He hammered the first pitch he saw into left field. A worm burner smoked right by the shortstop, and we've got one on, nobody out. Matt Olson, who hit a towering shot, 2-run home run his last time up, takes the first pitch outside wide for a strike. It's 0-1. It was a cement mixer of a breaking ball that just hung there. Might as well have been on a tee for Matt, and he slammed it towards the chop house. The 0-1. Four-seam fastball, high and out of the zone. 1-1. So a 1-1 count. Pitch on the way, in the dirt. Did he go around? Olson turns away from third base umpire, maybe not wanting to know the answer. Carlos Torres says he did not go around. 2-1. The 2-1. Lets her go. Down below the knees, ball 3, 3-1. The 3-1 pitch, swing, and that ball's hammered down the right field line. Just foul. I mean, just foul. He smoked that ball. Matt Olson appears to be heating up. The payoff pitch. Kicks and fires, swung on, grounded up the right side. It's going to be a 4-6-3 double play. What a game of inches. That ball was just, an inch or so foul on the previous pitch, and now it's 2 outs. Two down, and Orlando Arce will come to the plate. He had a weak pop-up his first time up. They're rolling the dice and putting him in the number 5 slot tonight. The 1-0, down below the knees, 2-0. He's been the hottest hitter here recently for the Braves. That's got a lot to do with it. With the right-hander on the mound, they wanted to put the two lefties in the outfield with Kelenic and is the 2-0 pitch. Swing and a miss. Chase slider well in the dirt, 2-1. They wanted to put Kelenic and Eddie in the lineup so you don't have Duvall or Laureano in the lineup. The 2-1 pitch. Swung on, chopped foul. We'll do it again. So your only other real option when you do that is either, I don't think you want to put back-to-back lefties unless you just don't worry about it and say when they bring in the right-hander, Eddie's gone anyways. But most teams don't like to stack lefties like that. The 2-2 to Arcia. Down below the knees, good take, 3-2. So your only other option, you could have put Murphy up there behind Olson, but then you cause the problem of Murphy's being so slow. The payoff pitch, swung on, bang, foul down the line. Murphy has been starting to hit the ball pretty well. The other option would be, I still contend you could do this, Instead of having Eddie behind Arcia, I'd rather have Kelenic up there. He swings. He gives you better at bats. The payoff pitch. Swing! That ball's belted high and deep. Going back on the track. Holy cow! That's the way to hit him, baby! Jackpot! He'll hit the grand tour. And your Atlanta Braves lead it 4-0. His 80th home run of the year, 80th career home run, excuse me. That's his 10th home run of the year. Our see you later makes it 4-0. Pretty good catch by a fan out there in the outfield, but I call him shenanigans because he brought a glove to the game and he appears to be in his 20s. So man card instantly taken away. First pitch on the way to Rosario is outside wide for a ball. It's 1-0. If you're over the age of 12, 13 years old, man, catch that with your hand. The 1-0. Swung on and banged foul. It's 1-1. 1-1 count. Kicks and fires. Swing and a miss. I mean, he just got a piece of that, but slapped it foul 1-2. So what we've been seeing recently is they get 2 strikes on Eddie Rosario. The league has been going up top with them with the fastball. The 1-2. Swung on. That ball's laced into left field. Will it be deep enough? It will not, making a running catch, but still a pretty good swing by Eddie. We'll take that. 9 times out of 10, that gets down for a hit. We'll be back in a flash. Your Atlanta Braves 4, Marlins nothing. You're listening to Braves Country Radio.
Do I understand that there are consequences to my actions? Yes. But am I still going to act absolutely flabbergasted when there are consequences to my actions? Yes.
Friendly reminder that you are not a hot mess. You're a spicy disaster.
So I got jury duty. I'm not going. That sounds stupid. So you're telling me there's a guy who did a crime and you need me to show up so you can convince me whether or not he did it? I didn't go to law school. I'm just confused because, why isn't it a job? Why don't you just hire jury people full time? And why can't you just get an associate's degree in jury tutoring? Why do we have to grab randos off the street? Why do I have to convince a Lifetime Fitness front desk employee, an Arby's shift lead, and a librarian that I'm not guilty for murder?
I don't care if you don't like me. The voices in my head do. And we party pretty hard.
This portion of the show is being brought to you by Ed's Almost Good Beer. Remember, Ed's Almost Good Beer was brewed in God's country when God wasn't looking.
Y'all, can somebody explain to me why we buy brand new clothes to go out of town and them people ain't even seen our old clothes?
Women workers demanded to play too, and soon the Goodyear girls, the Westinghouse maids, and the Miller Rubber maids took the field. At Progressive Sing Sing Prison on the Hudson River, convicts played and beat visiting teams made up of electrical workers, insurance salesmen, and stock exchange clerks. I want to go back to Sing Sing, one ex-con remembered. Down here, I'm just a bum, but up there, I was on the ball team.
Braves Country Radio, pull up a chair. Your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. Welcome back. The first pitch from Charlie Morton is down and in. Change up for a ball. It's 1-0. The number 5, 6, and 7 hitters, Stowers, Lopez, and Gordon do up. Righty-lefty matchup. The 1-0. Fastball right down the track. 1-1. The 1-1 count. Scoreboard looks like this. Out-of-town scoreboard, Cleveland at home beating Baltimore 5-2. So that making a trade for a Marlins pitcher has not worked out for the Orioles. Shocker. The 1-1. Outside wide. 2-1. That was Trevor Rogers on the bump tonight for Baltimore. I saw that trade and I was like, man, that's a great trade 3 years ago. He's been terrible. The 2-1 pitch. Oh, there it is. Curveball hits the left-handed hitter. That's about due. Stowers will head down to first. Charlie doesn't hit at least one or two a game, nowadays you start wondering if something's wrong. Kansas City break up the Royals. They lead at 6-1 in Detroit, and they are, if the playoffs started today, they would be in as a wild card in the American League. St. Louis 1-0 over Chicago. I think I saw that was, pretty sure that was Goldschmidt that hit a home run. First pitch on the way to Lopez is swung on and fouled back out of play. It's 0-1. Cardinals and Cubs are just in the second inning there in Wrigley. And then Colorado is at the Angels in a battle of, oh, man, you got to be bored to watch that. That starts at here in just a little bit. The 0-1 swung on, banged on the ground to Arcia. He's got it, fires it over to first, and it's a 6-3 double play. That looked like an instructional video. That came with ease. Two down. That'll bring Nick Gordon to the plate. First pitch on the way to the wiry left-hander. His inside changeup misses. It's 1-0. 1-0. Kicks and fires. Swing. That ball's laced over to Arcia. Man, he gets the game ball for the inning at least. Line drive, and that'll end the inning. Not only did he hit a home run last half, he dominated the defense in this half. We'll be back in a flash.
Hey, to all my parents out there, I just want y'all to know y'all not crazy. Them kids be throwing your forks and spoons away.
If you thought the homeless were running San Francisco now, did you know one of once Emperor of America? Meet America's Emperor. Norton was a Jewish fellow from England who arrived in San Francisco as a businessman. He did well for himself until 1852 when he made a bold move to try and corner the market on rice during trade bans, which blew up in his face. It broke him financially and mentally, so he'd write a manifesto. At the end of it, he declared himself Emperor of the United States. As a joke, a San Francisco newspaper ran the manifesto, and there you have it. America has a self-proclaimed emperor, his name is Norton, and he lives in a boarding house. Less than a month into his reign, he actually put out a proclamation where he abolished Congress on behalf of the American people. After that, he abolished the two-party system and ordered General Winfield Scott to use suitable force to clear the halls of Congress. Norton wore a blue uniform of a Union general with gold epaulets and a rusty battle saber, and never paid take the ferry as part of his executive privilege. Soon he began printing his own currency with his face on it, and on the 1870 census, Norton listed his occupation as emperor. The emperor also wrote letters to Queen Victoria of England, explaining to her why a marriage to him would help strengthen the relationship between England and America. There you have it, Norton, Emperor of America.
Here he comes again.
Hey, my nephew you've been talking about, he's 3 for 3
Is that right?
That's right.
You know what that sounds like?
What?
ThingsThatDidn'tHappen.com.
Really?
Yep. You know, baseball's not for everyone, man. You know, sign him up for karate or something. All I see is swinging at air.
This portion of the show is being brought to you by our mystery sponsor, a product that is so good that they're paying us to keep anyone from associating it with this program.
George Stallings was the manager of the Miracle Braves of 1914, who went from last place on July 4th to winning the pennant and eventually the World Series against the highly favored Athletics. But when he was dying, so the story goes, one of the would-be, soon-to-be mourners said, "George, what's killing you?" Stallings replied, "Bases on balls."
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. Atlanta Braves lead this one 4-0. Sean Murphy stands in. The first pitch to Smurf is swung on and banged foul down the third base line. It's 0-1. The 7th, 8th, and 9 hitters due up. Murphy, Kelnick, merry-go-round. The 0-1, swing and a miss. 0-2. The 0-2 count. Kicks and fires way outside wide. 1-2. Sean Murphy, last 7 games, batting .238. 1 home run. The 1-2 swung on, foul down the line. Still an uptick from what he was doing. more importantly, he's got an OPS the last 7 games of 776. The 1-2, check swing foul, 2 and we'll do it again, 1 and 2. If you're ever wanting to know a good litmus of where an OPS is at, if you're having a good run, a good year, 800 is the mark. Because it means that there's a 1-2 pitch, swung on, grounded over towards short. Long play, but Murphy does not run well, but it's a bad throw and a great slide by the Smurf. And your Atlanta Braves have another runner on, nobody out. Great slide to anticipate that. The shortstop, Xavier Edwards, had to take a long, winding route and threw off his right foot heading towards first. And Murphy saw that first baseman Bride was having to leap, and he instinctively just slid and slapped the bag with his left hand. First pitch on the way to Kid Kelnick, who's 1 for 1 with the double. It's right there for a ball. It's 1-0. The 1-0. Kicks and fires. Swing. That ball's hit on the ground. Hard hit ball over towards second. It's going to be a 4-6 put out. Lopez to Edwards. No chance of getting Jared Kelnick busting it down the line. That speed hit from the left side, he really had no shot. Good play by Lopez, though. That easily could have been a single. And it was heading towards the right field line, meaning I don't know if Kelnick would have gotten 2, but for sure Murphy could have turned that first to third. Whit Merrifield, your batter, he's 0 for 1. First pitch, right there at the knees for a strike. 0-1. Merrifield got his first base hit as an Atlanta Brave yesterday. Came to us batting 199. His average is now 200. The 0-1. Up top misses. 1-1. I'm hoping what happens with him is, so we're putting him at the bottom of the lineup. He was hitting in the middle of the lineup in Philadelphia. I'm hoping that he just has a little less stress on him. Plus, hitting in front of Jorge Soler, he might see a lot of fastballs. And I don't expect him to hit for the moons and stars, but if he starts contributing well, we're going to need it with Ozzie out for the next 6 weeks at least. Kelnick dives back into first base. Myers flips it back over there. We're still expecting Ozzie to come back somewhere around the middle of September. The 1-1 in the dirt, 2-1. So a 2-1 count. Righty-righty matchup. Runner at first, 1 out. The pitch. Swing. Fouls it back. Braves 4. Marlins nothing. Bottom of the 4th. The pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Fastball right down the pipe, 2 away. Two down, and Jorge Soler stands in. Still waiting on him to slam one out the building. The first pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. Change up over the top. It's 0-1. You know he's coming out of his shoes. He really wants, he wants to hit one here. Playing for his former team, against his former team. Back home for the first time, the 0-1. Right there at the knees. 0-2. First time he has been wearing that Braves uniform since we won the World Series in 2021, and he was named World Series MVP. The 0-2 to Soler. Myers brings it. High and out of the zone, inside, 1-2. Third time he's gone inside, but that time was not intentional because they were set up out. Meyer better hope he doesn't think it's intentional because Meyer's not going to fare well if Jorge charges that mound. The 1-2. Swing. Slaps it back foul. Do it again. 1-2 count. Jorge Soler. Oh for 1 on the day, trying to find a way to get the runner home, standing at first with 2 outs. Kelenic leading off, inching towards second. They're going to flip it back over there. Keep him close by. Jorge Soler, 32 years old, out of Havana, Cuba. Lifetime batting average of .242 and an OPS of .792. The 1-2 swung on, dribbled down the line, just foul. Do it again, 1-2. So back to the OPS talk. 700 is kind of bare minimum that you're just above average. 800 is what you're really shooting for. Jorge Soler has a career OPS of .792, but he really hasn't become a power hitter since the last few years. When he first came up with the Cubs, he was really known for his athletic ability. It was 2019 where he hit 48 home runs with Kansas City that really popped off the chart. The 1-2, down and away, 2-2. 2020, we all know that was the COVID year, so you got to set that aside. In 2021, he hit 27 home runs. A lot of those were Atlanta. He was on the IL quite a bit. But last year, he had 36 home runs. The 2-2 to Jorge. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Got him with that slider. It dove off the table at the last second. That'll end the inning. Braves put another on. When we come back, Forrest Wall, and back to the top of the order for the Fish.
I've been feeling kind of down today, so I'm just going to go to the gas station. Let the crackheads tell me I look like Beyonce. You may not see it, but them see it, especially for $2.
Hey, Braves Country, I'm Mac Magee. Join us for Pitch by Pitch, Play by Play, the classic call of Braves Country baseball. We're bringing you Atlanta Braves baseball all year long. Jump into our pregame show, Braves Country Today, just before first pitch. Stick around for the postgame show, Braves Country Tonight, where we will open up the phone lines and react to your calls or your comments all year long. That's Braves Country Radio, pitch by pitch, play by play, your home for the classic call of Braves Country baseball.
He never complained, never alibied. He was never known to criticize a teammate or call an opposing ball player lucky. He accepted his great success modestly and the many vicissitudes of his life in silence. He was easy to like and hard to know. New York World Telegram.
If Walter Johnson and Christy Mathewson had a challenger for the title of best pitcher in baseball, it was a troubled young right-hander named Grover Cleveland Alexander, a Nebraska farm boy, the son and grandson of alcoholics, and one of 13 children. He had honed his startling accuracy by hurling rocks to kill birds to help feed his family. He was a minor league star at 22 when a shortstop's throw to first hit him squarely between the eyes. He was unconscious for 2 days, then stricken with double vision. He kept throwing anyway, and after months of relentless work, his vision suddenly and mysteriously cleared, though he remained subject to epileptic seizures for the rest of his life.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. First pitch on the way. Charlie Morton is swinging a missed strike. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Fastball misses way outside. 1-1. 1-1 count. Kicks and fires. Four-seam fastball, top of the zone, 1-2. The 1-2 from Morton. 94-mile-an-hour fastball misses. 2-2. Braves lead at 4-0. We're standing here in the top of the fifth inning. Charlie Morton, his 67th pitch of the night. Fastball sliced, fouled just down the left field line. Bounced over the tarps down there. The 2-2. Kicks and fires. Swung on. That ball is going to get dribbled in between short and third for a leadoff single for Forrest Wall, and you know he'll be trying to go. Fourth time tonight they've gotten the leadoff runner on. They just have not scored. Righty-righty matchup. Charlie Morton comes set. First pitch on the way. Is up top to Nick Fortes, the hind catcher. It's 1-0. You get him to bang one over to near the bag. We could probably turn two. The 1-0. Swung on, chopped over towards third. Just over the glove of Riley, but foul. You got to figure, yep, Forrest Wall had just gone on that play. You got to figure Wall is going to time up Charlie Morton's curveball. And if he runs on Charlie Morton's curveball, there's just no way for Sean Murphy to get him unless he face plants halfway down the line. The 1-1. Swing. Another foul ball. That one does hit the tarps. 1-2. Didn't catch everything y'all are talking about in the chat, but Charlie, I hope you're safe. Hope everything's okay. The 1-2. Runner at first, nobody out. The pitch. Swung on, pops it back foul, but that'll bend out of play. Same two teams at it tomorrow night. Schwellenbach will be your starter. If you didn't come here for his last start, we've got a new emoji for him. Throws over to first. Well, that'll take care of that. Forrest Wall will easily go to second. He's going to try to make it to third. Olsen, pretty good throw, but oh my word. Forrest Wall dove into third, came off the bag. Riley didn't realize he came off the bag. He could have easily tagged him out. The ball got into the corner or towards the corner over there. It was a long throw, pretty good throw by Olsen, but it was just off the bag. So when Riley's main thing was to keep it from going to the dugout, by the time he turned around and realized that Wall had come off the bag, it was too late. Braves lead at 4-0. I was just about to say a second ago, don't worry about Forrest Wall. Let him steal the damn bag, whatever. We've got a 4-run lead. Don't get preoccupied and not go after the hitters here. They are going to bring the infield in. Though with a 4-0 lead, they're only halfway in. Okay. I'd kind of like to see them not go in at all. The 1-2 swung on, lifted high into right center field, coming over, making the catch is Kid Kelnick, and he drops the ball. Should be an out and a tag up. They haven't put it on the screen yet, but I'm pretty sure that's going to be an out. He dropped it as he caught it. He just dropped it as he was transferring the ball. Him and Soler almost slammed into each other. I don't know. Tell you what, that ball came out. That thing snow coned out. Hopefully Miami doesn't challenge it because that'll be I don't think they will. And Morton needs to go ahead and throw that next pitch, because that ball, when he came over to make the catch, it's snow coned out before Morton steps off the mound. Yeah, that's it. Let's kill some time. It's going to be an automatic ball on Morton. So nonetheless, they won't be able to challenge it now. In a time where we're supposed to be, is the first pitch on the way, is a fastball off the edge. It's 2-0. The 2-0. Down and in. Right there for a strike, 2-1. So a 2-1 count. But at a time when you need to be quick and go ahead and throw the ball, they get a pitch clock violation. The 2-1, righty-lefty, top of the order, swung on, chopped over towards Charlie. He's got it. Flips it over to Olsen, who's late getting over the bag, but just gets over in time to away. Mark says that I'm giving bad luck. Son, I sat here for the 2021 World Series. I'm a made man. I don't have to worry about if I give bad luck or not. Now you're a newbie. 2 down. Righty-righty matchup. Berger, the number 2 hitter. 93 off the edge. We'll take that, but it wasn't a strike. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Kicks and fires. Outside wide, 1-1. So a 1-1 count. Inside, 2-1. Braves 4, Marlins 1. The 2-1 pitch. Swing and a miss, 2-2. We're in the top of the 5th. Charlie Morton is about to throw his 81st pitch. The 2-2. Kicks and fires. Outside wide ball 3-2. Full count to Berger. Standing on deck is Sanchez. Like to end it right here. The payoff pitch. Down and away, ball 4. So Charlie Morton starting to scuffle here in the 5th. Head on down to first. Charlie Morton had 5 strikeouts in the first couple innings. That's now his 2nd walk. He's given up 4 hits tonight. Jesus Sanchez, the number 3 hitter, takes the first pitch up top for a strike. It's 0-0. The 1-0, or 0-1, excuse me. The 0-1. Swing and a miss over the top. Maybe I missaw that, but I could have swore that was a strike. Did he? All right. So a 1-1 count. Morton comes set. Pitch on the way. Swing. Hits it high and deep into center field, but not deep enough. Kid Kelnick will drift over, make the catch, and that'll end the inning. So Charlie coughs up 1, but we held him right there. The heart of the order coming to the plate, bottom of 5.
Nowadays, y'all have Miley Cyrus telling you to buy your own flowers. I support that. That's great. But I had Carrie Underwood telling me to slash his tires and key his car. Catch a charge, that's okay. That's okay, but he learned his lesson. He can have that girl with her fruity little drink.
Today we're going to talk about the career of Mickey Mantle. In almost 2 decades, he compiled the lifetime OPS plus of 172. This puts him 7th best all time. He won the league home run title 4 times and the league slugging title 4 times. He hit 300 or better in 10 seasons. He was a 20-time All-Star, had 3 MVPs, won 1 batting title, 1 Triple Crown, and also won a Gold Glove. He played in 12 World Series during a 14-year stretch. Mantle would help the Yankees win 7 titles in his career. He is the only switch hitter to hit 50 home runs, and he did it twice. The 1951 World Series, Mantle would trip over an exposed drainage pipe while attempting to catch a fly ball. In 1969, it was determined that Mantle had played all of those years with a torn ACL in his knee without having it repaired. Mantle finished his career with a .298 batting average, 536 home runs, 1,509 RBIs, and had 2,415 hits.
Alexander stormed into the majors in 1911, striking out 227 men for the Philadelphia Phillies in his very first season. He would win 30 or more games 3 seasons in a row. He pitched 4 one-hitters in 1915 and 90 shutouts during his long career. He was utterly businesslike on the mound, throwing an arsenal of pitches with pinpoint accuracy. Game after game, he'd pitch in an hour and a half, a teammate recalled. No fussing around, no stalling, no wasted motion. Even the men he struck out so consistently liked him. Between games, he was modest, good-humored, and kept mostly to himself. But then he began to drink.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. First pitch on the way. Austin Riley's right there for a strike. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Misses outside, 1-1. Pitch on the way to Riley is a check swing foul. Change up inside, 1-2. Reason why I was asking about the Jersey Mikes, if anybody eats there, I don't remember. I feel like I've eaten there. But anyways, the point is, I keep seeing this commercial. The newer commercial that they have is the 1-2 pitch swung on. Not only did Riley miss the ball, the bat took off, went well past third base. Tuiasa Sopo, the third base coach, will retrieve it. It's about the most he's done for us this year. I mean, that thing just took off. He lost a bat not too long ago, but that one, man, that was gone. So, but the commercial that they have, you know, it's one of those goofy commercials that they have with is the first pitch on the way to Ozuna, swatted back foul, it's 0-1. Oh, I forget his name now. The guy that's on It's Always Sunny and was on Taxi. The little short, portly fellow. The 0-1 pitch swung on, pops up, high in the sky, behind home plate, going back, making the catch is Fortes right near the tomahawk, 2 away. Danny DeVito. Yeah, I kept saying Danny in my head, but I couldn't think of his last name. Yeah, Danny DeVito. It's one of his goofy commercials. But the main thing I keep seeing on the commercial, whatever they're trying to sell, whatever sandwich they're trying to sell, it's got bacon on it. First pitch on the way to Olsen's outside wide. That's what I know. And this coming from someone who would take a bullet for bacon. But the bacon they keep showing, it's either fake or terrible. The 1-0. Swing and a miss, strike, 1-1. So they either went with some kind of rubber version bacon, almost like a dog treat type of bacon for the commercial. The 1-1, down below the knees. They're going to call that a strike. I don't know about that one, 1-2. But it's the main thing in the commercial, and it looks like it would be just brutal to chew. The 1-2 to Olsen. Kicks and fires, 90 miles an hour. They're going to say that hit the zone. I mean, the zone can't be that wide and that low, but anyways, that'll end the inning. Braves lead at 4-1. We head to the top of the 6th here in Braves country.
This guy looked at me and he said B12. And I turned around and looked to see if he was even talking to me, and I just went, huh? And he was like, oh, my bad. I thought you was a vending machine because you a snack. And I was like, bro, your card has been declined. And he was like, see, that's the thing about vending machines. Sometimes you have to bang them a few times and get your money's worth.
That reminds me, I had a dream about your sister yesterday.
My sister?
Yeah.
What do you mean dream? What kind of dream?
A sex dream.
Oh, that's my sister we're talking about.
You're having sex with my sister in reality.
But that's my wife. I got a contract with the priest. You're having premarital sex dreams.
I did want to touch upon a couple things, but one major thing, Kate, you were MIA all day yesterday. You were offline. I didn't see you in any of the meetings I needed you in. Where were you?
It was Monday.
Yeah, it was Monday, which is a work day.
No, it's winter. So like summer Fridays, we get winter Mondays.
Right, you guys, you know what? Clearly the team building exercises is not working, and I am up to my wits' end.
Future Hall of Famer Albert Pujols pitched in a game for the first time in his career. His pitching debut came in his 2,988th career game, which breaks the old record by over 500 games. Adam Wainwright and Yadier Molina, together they broke the record for most wins by a battery in MLB history with 203 wins together.
The greatest competitions, I think, in sports is the pitcher and the hitter. Now, I'm going to hit this ball. See, right now, I'm going to be better than you. And this pitcher's saying the same thing. I'm going to be better than you at this particular moment. This is in a pressure situation. So, and you are competing, and it's nobody can help you. Nobody can block for you in this. You got to do it on your own.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. Righty-righty matchup. Bride steps in, the cleanup hitter, takes the first pitch, curveball inside, it's 1-0. PB says dogs don't know it's bacon. Well, neither do Jersey Mike customers. I'm telling you, that's not bacon. The 1-0. Right there inside, 1-1. That thing was on a grill, and it had no movement. The 1-1 swung on. That ball's going to get dropped into right field. It's a leadoff single for the Fish. And the Braves, Charlie Morton, might be at the end of his rope. He's at 88 pitches. Third time through the order. And though he's only given up the one run, he has really struggled. Still not convinced that he's fixed anything. This Miami lineup isn't exactly the best litmus test. First pitch from Charlie Morton to Stowers is outside wide for a ball. It's 1-0. Righty-lefty matchup. Standing on deck is Lopez. Gordon in the hole. The 1-0 from Charlie. Slaps the outer edge, 1-1. The 1-1. Kicks and fires. High and inside. 2-1. Brian says, I love bacon nearly anything, but I won't get it at a sub place because they either slap it on cold or microwave it. And the microwave bacon, you know what it looks like. This looks like, I'm telling you, it looked like fake bacon. The 2-1. Chop foul down the line. 2-2. Really looked more like a dog chew toy is what it really looked like. They had all whatever they had on the whatever meat they had on the grill sizzling in the background. Then they did it up close on the bacon, and it's literally just sitting there curved and not moving. The 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike three. Got him with the fastball. One away. Charlie Morton, his sixth strikeout, more importantly, his first strikeout since way back in the second inning. Allowed 5 hits, 2 walks. He's also hit by pitch, so 3 if you want to call it that way. Sinker up top for a strike. It's 0-1. Be a much more of a litmus test next time he takes the mound, because if they do him on normal rest, he'll be facing Milwaukee, or, and I don't know if you want to see this, the 0-1, down and away, 1-1. It'll be against the Rockies, but it'll be in Colorado. We all know how that ball likes to move. It's probably where he ends up is a Colorado start, because they're trying to give all these guys extra rest. The 1-1, swung on, chopped over towards third. 5, 4, 3, inning-ending double play. That's probably it for Charlie Morton. It wasn't pretty, but we'll take it. Braves lead at 4-1. We head to the bottom of the 6th.
How'd you like to go out for dinner on Friday? Just you and me.
Why?
Because you're my wife.
I was your wife last Friday and we didn't go to dinner.
Mary, I'm asking you on a date.
Okay.
Is that a yes?
Sure.
All right, then.
If you did something stupid, I'm going to find out.
A minor league prospect got cut from the Yankees for a very weird reason. Jake Sanford was recently released from the Yankee system for allegedly stealing his teammates' equipment and selling it online. He's also alleged to have promised fans autographed items and never delivering. Sanford was picked in the 3rd round of the 2019 draft by the Yankees as an outfielder. He was given a $600,000 signing bonus, making the alleged theft even more weird. According to anonymous teammates, Sanford would repeatedly hound them for their equipment or would just take it from their locker. A rumor for this behavior is that Sanford may have had gambling debts.
I'm glad I played in the 80s because it was more that you could feel and hold and grab, and sometimes it'd be low in scoring games, but sometimes you score 130 points, so you didn't know going in what kind of game it was going to be.
One thing I've learned about being on a job site, if you're the one that walks around the fastest, they'll think you're the most productive.
Hitting alone will not win ball games. I want speed on my team, and I also want every man on the squad to know how to slide. I intend to have my players taught how to run. I don't say we will win any pennants, but I do think that my systematic training will be laying the foundation of a pennant winner. If this is theory, it is blamed good practical theory. Branch Rickey.
He was Leonardo in baseball. He did everything. He was artist and scientist and genius of a million kinds. He invented the farm systems. He devised ways of playing the game and of training players that had never before been considered.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. Charlie Morton is at 96 pitches, so like I said, he's probably done. Mark, I don't know who your ex-wife is, but I'm pretty sure she said that you're the jinx. Righty matchup. Orlando Arcia, 1 for 2 on the day. Takes the first pitch down and away for a ball. It's 1-0. We got a new pitcher. It's Ramirez. Orlando hit a 408-foot blast back in the 3rd inning. His 10th of the year. The 1-0 down and away, 2-0. So a 2-0 count. Kicks and fire, swung on, banged over to short. 6-3 put out. 1 away. Yeah, Charlie danced out of danger, but he wasn't. I mean, considering what this lineup is, it's not really a major league lineup. There's a handful of these guys that should probably be in the minors. It's nothing to get excited over, but he got the job done. And that's realistically all that matters. But you would like to see improvement next time out. He's still missing his spots with the off speeds. First pitch on the way. Eddie Rosario is outside for a strike. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Swung on and banged foul. 0-2. Yeah, Double D. I can see that. We talked about it at the trade deadline show when he came in. It lengthens the lineup. That's the main thing. The 0-2 pitch, down and away. And even though he hasn't gotten a hit tonight, you're still talking about it's a lot of stress on a pitcher. Can't remember who it was. It was someone in the Braves clubhouse this afternoon talked about just coming straight out of the gates and already I think it was Olsen. It was the 1-2 pitch, swung on, that ball's hit on the ground, backhanded over at short. Edwards has it, 6-3 put out, 2 down. But you come straight out of the gates to start the game, and you got to, and he didn't mention himself or anything, but he talked about having to face Soler. It's not just Soler, top of the order. You're doing Soler, Riley, Ozuna, Olsen. When we start getting guys back, you're talking about being able to put Michael Harris somewhere in that mix. Ozzie Albies will eventually be back. And this team doesn't need a ton of runs because it's got, over the last couple of months, it's the best pitching staff in baseball, but technically they're still behind Cleveland for the year. First pitch on the way to Sean Murphy is right there for a strike. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Lets her go. Way outside wide, 1-1. 1-1 count. 4-1 your score. Bottom of the 6th, 2 outs. Murphy, who's 1 for 2. Swing and a miss. 96 on the edge, off the plate. 1-2. Ramirez comes set. The 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. 95 up top. And that'll end the inning. 3 up, 3 down. Braves lead it 4-1. We go to the 7th. Time for the pen to take over.
Hey, besties. I'm going on a little trip to Rock Bottom. Does anybody want anything?
Why are you crying?
I was on your computer and I found a file that says My Documents.
Oh my god.
And I don't understand why it doesn't say Our Documents.
Are you serious? Come on. Get out of here.
Why is it not us?
Oh my god.
She left me. She left me, Dad.
I'm sorry.
After all we've been through.
I don't know what...
I trusted her.
I know, buddy.
And she left me.
I know, but...
This hurts so bad.
I know.
And it's like she doesn't even care.
Listen, Amy is only...
Amy?
Yeah, Amy. Who are you talking about?
My Uber driver. This heifer left talking about I'm taking too long. I said, bitch, I'm on my...
You know, I just want it to be said that you can go your whole life without doing drugs, drinking, gambling, swearing, just live the best life you could, and then wind up in hell for judging those that did.
Branch Rickey graduated from Ohio Wesleyan University, struggled as a catcher for a few years in the major leagues, got a law degree but failed to drum up any clients, gratefully returned to baseball, working for the St. Louis Browns, one of the poorest teams in the majors. He moved up quickly within the organization, scout, club secretary, and in 1913, manager. Rickey was a genius at making do with less. He approached his job scientifically, introducing unusual calisthenics, batting cages, and sliding pits.
No ball player can learn to steal bases by practicing sliding into sand pits. I wouldn't ask a veteran to slide into a pit. I don't think much of this theory stuff. Miller Huggins.
You're listening to Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. Mark, are you being serious? Is that really your ex-wife's name, or are you just yanking my chain? Because if it is, I'll quit doing that. I wouldn't do that to somebody. Dylan Lee will come on here in the top of the 7th, face Gordon, the left-handed bat of the Marlins, the number 7 hitter, right there for a strike. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Swing and a miss strike. Slider in the dirt, 0-2. Okay, good, Mark. It's like, man. Because I've heard of funnier things, so I could definitely see it. The 0-2. Swing, pops it back foul. Another slider. That one was a hanger. Murphy was set up down and away. That one was about letter high. Those are the type that usually turn into souvenirs. And the bad kind. The infield is back a little bit to the left. The 0-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Pulled the string on that slider, one away. I think it goes under the radar. But if the Braves are going to make a run and get into October and then continue to bounce off of that, guys like Dylan Lee, they're going to be extremely important. You get in the postseason, and your starters typically only go about 5 innings nowadays, if you're fortunate, if they're pitching well. You got to have guys like Lee that can come in and face lefties and righties and hitting on all cylinders. I think it gets overlooked, his outing in the 2021 World Series. First pitch on the way is banged off the plate from Hensley. It's 0-1. David Hensley coming in for Forrest Wall. So he did not want Wall facing the lefty. The 0-1. Down and in. 1-1. David Hensley batting .175 on the year with 2 home runs. From San Diego, California, 28-year-old, 6'6". That's 1-1. Outside wide, 2-1. Not a high prospect, so he's really made him. I mean, he's made him a little career. He was a 26th round draft pick by the Houston Astros in 2018. He's still hanging around the league. The 2-1. Down below the knees, 3-1. He didn't break into the majors till 2022. He's got himself a World Series ring. He played for the 2022 and 2023 Houston Astros. The 3-1, down and in, ball 4. So it's a 1-out walk to start the top of the 7th. That'll bring up the number 9 hitter, Nick Fortes. He's 0 for 1. The first pitch, he belts that one. High in the sky, but not very deep. Got underneath it. Making the catch over by the over by the foul line is Eddie Rosario, 2 away. It's kind of rainbowed it. If he holds back just a split second longer, it's probably a 1-run game. That is not where you want that slider to be. Back to the top of the order, Xavier Edwards, 24-year-old from the state of New York. First pitch on the way is a slider in the dirt. It's 1-0. Mineola, New York. Played his high school ball down in Coconut Creek, Florida. The 1-0. Kicks and fires. 94 misses outside wide, 2-0. Edwards came up last year, played 30 games for the Marlins, had a .295 average. The 2-0. Down and away, 3-0. This year batting .378, 28 games. So a 3-0 count, the tying run stands on deck. Dylan Lee delivers. Fastball, top of the zone, 3-1. you do wonder after a couple of tough wins. Oh, Luke Jackson's warming up in the bullpen. That'll make you pucker up. You weren't a fan back in the day. The 3-1 pitch. Swing, fouls it back. Full count. I would really like to see Luke Jackson come in. I just prefer he comes in a clean inning, the top of the inning. We'll see what happens here. It's a full count to Lee. The power hitting Jake Berger stands on deck. 15 home runs. The payoff pitch. Down below the knees, ball 4. No, Luke Jackson is not a starter. He's been a reliever his whole career. So here comes Snicker, and he's going to bring in Luke Jackson. Woo! You talk about baptism by fire. His first appearance as an Atlanta Brave in 3 seasons, and the tying run at the plate in the 7th inning. We'll be back in a flash.
Oh my God, a promotion? I never thought I'd see the day. What are you talking about? Oh, is that not why I'm here? Not even to give me a raise? No, God, your PTO was denied. Okay? Oh, okay. I should have known. Well, it wasn't a request anyways. What? Oh, I wasn't asking for permission. What am I, 12? Well, you can't take it during that time because... You know what PTO stands for? Yeah, paid time. Prepare the others. Okay, I give you a heads up. You're welcome. That's not how it works. I will not be here. Veronica, we're not done here. Good chat, thank you. Bye, bye.
Hello?
Hi, is Mark there?
Yeah?
It's me, Shannon. We met at Jack's party.
Yeah, how can I forget? Wow, how you doing? I haven't heard from you in,
9 months.
Armchair.
Brian, we can't hear you.
You're on mute.
Sorry, I'm a little perplexed because I thought this was our virtual happy hour, so I don't know what. Right?
No, this is our morning check-in. This is not a virtual happy hour.
Okay, well, I already opened it, so I don't know what you want me to do with it now, but...
We can both see and hear you. So, Amanda, I think we need to get HR on the phone.
Yep, I totally agree. Kate, you can actually hop off this call if you want.
I am not drinking that.
Ricky barred profanity and poker playing and liquor. Offered evening lectures on baseball theory called Skull Sessions. Keeping a promise to his mother, managed just 6 days a week, leaving an assistant to take over for him on Sundays. In 1919, the Browns' crosstown rivals, the hapless St. Louis Cardinals, offered him a still bigger job as general manager at double the salary. He would spend the next 23 years with the Cardinals and in the process profoundly change the game of baseball.
Buckle up, boys and girls. Luke Jackson's on the mound. Righty-righty matchup. Tying run at the plate. First pitch on the way is a slider. Down and away to Jake Berger. It's 1-0. 1-0. Jackson comes set, looks back the runner at second, kicks and fires, swung on. That ball's laced into center field. That is down for a base hit. 1 run will score. Ball comes into the infield, and the Marlins have cut the lead to just 2. Hanging slider. So 2 on, 2 out. The go-ahead run is now at home plate. The number 3 hitter, Jesus Sanchez, righty-lefty matchup. Dangerous spot here in the order. The pitch from Jackson, swung on, fouled back. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Comes set. Lets her go. Curveball just misses inside, 1-1. Luke Jackson from Fort Lauderdale, Florida. He's got a couple of nicknames. He's got Skywalker. I usually like to call him Cool Hand Luke. 32-year-old. The 1-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. 1-2. Sure, he's got a lot of butterflies, though. He's not new to Major League Baseball by far. He's got a World Series. He was the one that coined the nickname the Night Shift. But this is his first appearance since leaving Braves country. He sent away after Tommy John surgery. The 1-2, curveball in the dirt. Blocked by Smurf, so the runners will stay put. Little surprised Edwards didn't go, but not a lot to gain by going down to third, so not really worth the risk. The 2-2. The infield is back and to the right, so a huge gap there on the left-hand side. The pitch, swung on, grounded over towards second. Grabbed by Witt. He'll flap it to Olsen, and that'll end the inning. Woo! The Braves led by 3. It's now a 2-run game. Get up and stretch, Braves country. We're in the bottom of the 7th.
All right, I can't see you. Let me hear you. A 1, a 2, a 3. Me out to the ball game. Me out to the find me something up scratch to jack.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. Atlanta Braves lead this one 4-2. Kid Kelnick will lead us off. The first pitch on the way is line drive into the glove of Lopez at second, 1 away. One down. That'll bring up the bat of Whit Merrifield. Righty-righty matchup. Soriano is on for the Marlins. 95-mile-an-hour four-seamer misses down and away. It's 1-0. The 1-0. Kicks and fires. Outside wide, 2-0. 2-0 count. George Soriano, 25-year-old. Second year with the Marlins. The pitch. 94 missed the plate, but called for a wide strike, 2-1. Yeah, I was never that big of a Star Wars fan, so that's why I go with Cool Hand Luke. Plus, it makes more sense as a pitcher. The 2-1 slaps the inside track, 2-2. So here's the thing. If that was a strike, then there's no way the previous pitch was a strike and vice versa. Not a terrible game by Manny Gonzalez, but not a great one behind home plate. The 2-2. Lets her go. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Merrifield down on strikes. He's 0 for 3 now, 2 down. And it's more the fact that, put Star Wars aside, I'm not a Mark Hamill fan, dude. That guy's gone off the reservation. 2 down, and Jorge Soler will come to the plate. He's 0 for 2. He's due for a home run, isn't he? First pitch, down and in for a ball. It's 1-0. The 1-0. Comes set, kicks and fires, swung on, chopped over to third. It's going to be an easy 6-3 putout, and that'll end the inning. It's actually the shortstop that made the play. They had the shift on. We'll be back in a flash. Braves going quietly there in the 7th, clinging to a 2-run lead.
Listen, if you feed your kid frozen pizza or chicken nuggets for dinner, you are a terrible parent. I don't care what it takes. You take the time out and you put that in the microwave.
Today we're going to talk about the career of Rod Carew. He made his major league debut April 11, 1967. He had a career-high 5 hits against Washington on May 8, 1967. On May 20th, 1967, he became the first Minnesota Twins player to hit for the cycle. All of these things happened in his first 2 months in the major leagues. He was an 18-time All-Star. He only missed 1 All-Star game in his career. In 1969, he stole home 7 times. Only Ty Cobb has stolen home more in 1 season. He hit 300 or better from 1969 to 1983. He never struck out 100 times in a season. He won 7 batting titles in his career and 4 straight from 1972 to 1975. He would miss out on a 5th straight batting title by .002. He led the American League in hits 3 times in his career. Over his 19-year career, he batted .328, had 3,053 hits, scored 1,424 runs, stole 353 bases, and had a .393 on-base percentage. He also won an MVP award in 1977. He was elected to the Baseball Hall of Fame in 1991 with 90.5% of the vote.
America's entry into World War I was very near in the spring of 1917. Millions had died on battlefields in Europe, and Americans could no longer stand by. Baseball was eager to show that it was ready to do its part. Van Johnson ordered teams to learn close order drill, and the Washington Senators showed off their marching skill, led by the athletic young Assistant Secretary of the Navy, Franklin Delano Roosevelt.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. Jorge Soler has been lifted for Ramon Laureano, so he'll be the defensive replacement out in right field. A.J. Minter comes on. Minter, here in the top of the 8th. First pitch on the way to the cleanup hitter, Bride, who's 1 for 3, is right there for a strike. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Lets her rip. Down below the knees, cutter, 1-1. Soler, just like yesterday's game, it's got nothing to do with any kind of injury that they're pulling Soler for. And it's not really as the 1-1 right there for a strike, 1-2. It's not even defensive improvement, although Laureano is a better outfielder than Soler. But honestly, what we've seen the past week, not by much. But it's really because he has not played the outfield this year. He only played like 32 games last year. The 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Minter comes in, strikes out the first batter he sees, 1 away. So the way it was explained is the early going, they're going to get Soler some at-bats. Tonight he got 3 at-bats, and then probably pull him in most cases. And it's a way to keep him from wearing down. Last year with the Marlins, 32 games that he played in the field. Very spottily, but he was normally designated hitter. This year, he has been nothing but a designated hitter for San Francisco. So they didn't want to make a trade for a guy as the first pitch to Stowers is off the plate wide for a ball. It's 1-0. They didn't want to make a trade for a guy, and then all of a sudden he starts showing wear and tear or has a goofy injury out there. The 1-0, slice foul, 1-1. And you've got the conundrum of what do you do, because you can't take Ozuna out of the lineup. He's been way too valuable, and you can't really put him in the field, so that's what they're doing right now. By the time you get to the end of the year, you'll probably see him out there for most of the game. The 1-1, up high, misses 2-1. And they also said you can expect him to get days off. So I'm guessing play 2 out of every 3 or 3 out of every 4. It also allows the other guys to get regular at-bats, keep everybody sharp. The 2-1. Way outside, wide. Ball 3, 3-1. So 3-1 count. Stowers 0 for 2. Minter's got to go right at him. The 3-1 pitch, swing and a miss. Full count. Braves 4, Marlins 2. The payoff pitch from Minter. Lefty against Stowers. Minter looks in. Better hurry this up. The pitch. Swing. Pops it up. High into center field. Not quite deep enough. Right before the warning track is Kid Kelnick. 2 away. Be interesting to see if they would use Iglesias again, or if they're going to give him the night off and use Jimenez. Lopez, right-handed bat, coming to the plate. First pitch on the way is inside for a ball. It's 1-0. The 1-0. If they wanted to get tricky with it, is the 1-0 pitch. Up top, misses high, 2-0. If he gets this batter here, the batter on deck is a left-hander, Gordon. You could bring Minter back out for 1 out and then bring in Jimenez to face the right-handed Helsley and Fortes, the 2-0. Right there on the outer edge, wide strike, but it's the same spot that he was ringing up Braves batters last inning, 2-1. That was the one that Merrifield had a problem with. If he's going to continue to call that, I'd say continue to throw it. The 2-1 pitch, swing and a miss, change up over the edge, 2-2. Lopez was trying to defend that spot, but this time instead of the heat, he came with the string. So a 2-2 count, lefty-righty, 2 outs, top of the 8th. A.J. Minter comes set, kicks and fires, swing and a miss, strike 3. Yak 'em. We'll head to the bottom of the 8th. Heart of the order, Riley, Ozuna, Olsen coming to the plate.
So come to find out, the barber that lives around the corner from me just got arrested for selling drugs. You just never know about people, man. I've been going to this dude for 12 years. Never knew he was a barber. It's crazy, man.
Here are some baseball facts you might not have known. Craig Biggio is remembered as a great contact hitter and one of the best Astros ever. In 1997, he played 162 games without grounding into a double play, becoming the only player to ever do that. Hunter Green is an extremely exciting prospect for the Cincinnati Reds. Part of that excitement comes from his electric fastball. In his April 16th start against the Dodgers, he threw 39 pitches over 100 miles per hour, setting a new record.
Baseball had become one of the biggest entertainment industries in the country, and when war actually came in April, the owners saw no reason to stop playing.
With an astonishing disregard for the new proprieties and new decencies, the so-called magnates of baseball have proclaimed in both leagues their unswerving adherence to the wretched fallacy of business as usual. New York Times.
The owners argued that baseball should be declared an essential wartime industry so that players would be exempt from the draft. It didn't work.
July the 21st, 1918. Baseball received a knockout wallop yesterday when Secretary Baker ruled players in the draft age must obtain employment calculated to aid in the successful prosecution of the war or shoulder guns and fight.
Fresh recruits drilled on the Elysian Fields in Hoboken, New Jersey, where Brooklyn and Manhattan teams had developed the game of baseball 70 years before. Some ball players found jobs in defense industries where they were paid handsomely to play on company teams. But 247 major leaguers did serve, and 3 were killed in action.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. Austin Riley leads us off. The first pitch on the way. That ball is hit hard into center field, but right at Gordon. He'll make the catch. Line drive into center, 1 away. One down, bottom of the 8th, and Marcell Ozuna steps up to the plate. He's 2 for 3. First pitch, 95 at the knees. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Kicks and fires, swung on, and that ball is line drive into the glove of Edwards, L6, 2 away. So 2 down. Iglesias is warming up in the pen. Wasn't sure if they were going to try to avoid him and give him the night off. So he'll definitely won't be available for tomorrow night's game. First pitch to Olson's down and in slider. It's 1-0. At least you wouldn't think he would, because that would be 3 in a row and 4 in the last 5 days, and they don't normally do that. The 1-0, swing and a miss over the top. 1-1. Atlanta Braves 4, Miami 2, bottom of the 8th. Braves looking to win. This would be their 5th of their last 6 games. They would ring up a W. And it would be a 3-game winning streak. You know what we have not had this year that we've had in most years recently? We haven't had one of those long winning streaks. The 1-1. Up top for a strike. 1-2. Remember was it last year, the year before, we went 13 in a row? And I think it was either 13 and then we won 12, or it was 12 and we won 13. But we've had some long winning streaks. The 1-2. Outside wide. 2-2. Brian. So a 2-2 count. Pitch on the way. Swing. That ball's hit hard on the ground over to first. It's going to be a 3-1 putout, and that'll end the inning. 3 up, 3 down. Braves go to the top of the 9th, leading by 2.
My daughter just asked me if she could turn the heat up in the house. I told her, hell no, you better go grab one of them hoodies you had on when it was 100 degrees outside.
I'm going to show you guys how to cook like a true Kentucky boy. All you need to start is some lithium batteries and some Sudafed.
Update! My house is gone! Usually when somebody invites me over to their house and I drive by and see more than 3 cars, I just usually go on home because I kind of feel like it could be an intervention.
MLB teams are required to apply a small dab of mud to the 13 dozen baseballs used during a standard MLB game. Every team has been muddying baseballs since the 1950s, and they've used only one special type of mud, magic mud, found on the Delaware River in New Jersey, that provides the perfect grip. That mud has been harvested by one family for nearly 80 years. The mud takes 6 weeks to harvest and process, and the best part, only the Bentliff family knows the exact location of the magic mud.
Soldiers played ball in camps and on battleships, on fields in Flanders, and in hastily constructed ballparks throughout France. Grover Cleveland Alexander served in the trenches with an artillery unit and emerged from the fighting shell-shocked, his hearing damaged, drinking more heavily than ever to forget the horrors he had seen. Though Branch Rickey was 36 and had 4 children, he went to war too, became a major, and commanded a unit that included Captains Ty Cobb and Christy Mathewson. Cobb and Mathewson did not get to France until after the shooting stopped. But during a drill, Mathewson was exposed to poison gas that fatally seared his lungs. He would live for 7 more years, but his great career was over.
Braves Country Radio, pull up a chair. Your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. Raziel Iglesias will come on. I guess some of you knuckleheads think I should be negative. Well, we're going to lose another one. God, let's get our head in the oven. Jeez, we suck. I guess that's what you're all looking for. That's not how I do play-by-play. First pitch on the way. Swung on, chopped over to first. Olsen grabs it, steps on the bag. 1 away. 1 down. That'll bring up the right-handed bat of David Hensley. He walked his first time up. Fortes is on deck, but if they do want to go to the bench, is the first pitch, 95 right there on the outer edge, it's 0-1. If they do decide they want to go to the bench, they do have the switch-hitting Brujan. They also have the right-hander Rivera and Sanchez. The 0-1 right there for a strike. It's 0-2. So an 0-2 count. Kicks and fires down and away. 1-2. Man, CBS Sports is running out of things to talk about. They've got the CFL slate up on their screen. The 1-2 high and out of the zone, 2-2. You can tell that I haven't been paying attention. It's off in the background, but you can tell there's a small baseball slate. Nobody's really paying attention to the Olympics, and that practice football game must be a snore. The 2-2, outside wide, 3-2. Iglesias, his 7th pitch of the inning. Infield is back into the left. The pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3. Pulled the string on that changeup. Braves are 1 out away now. Had someone ask me on social media if we were going to have an emoji for Luke Jackson. And I said, we already have one. It's the few. It's the, woo, we got out of that one. First pitch on the way is right there for a strike. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Outside wide, 1-1. Rockies and Angels just got underway, so if you're up late tonight and want to watch baseball, you can see how it shouldn't be done. The 1-1 pitch swung on, dribbled over towards second. Whit Merrifield flips it over to Olsen, and Braves win. Braves win. Your Atlanta Braves win. Whiskey for my men, beer for my horses. Kelnick trying to teach Loriano and Rosario how to gritty out there. He really needs Michael Harris to come back. Atlanta Braves win this one 4-2, and Atlanta will now win 3 in a row in 5 of their last 6. Game ball time. Well, you could go a couple of different ways. Charlie didn't pitch well enough to give him a game ball. He pitched okay, but nothing outstanding. And I think we're going to have to give it to Matt Olson. Matt Olson with 2 RBIs, one of them being the game-winning RBI when you look back on it. As he goes 1 for 4, Riley also hit a home run. He went 1 for 4. And Arcia hit one. He's 1 for 3. So when it all breaks down to is Olson had 2 RBIs. And man, that home run he hit, that was a skyscraper. Braves win this one 4-2, and pleasantly surprised because honestly, with Myers on the mound today, you can make the argument that's the best pitcher we'll face all weekend. They do have a couple of pitchers coming out up against us this weekend, but Myers is their top prospect, and he shut us down the last time we see him. So I'll take that. Braves 4 runs, 7 hits, 1 error. Miami 2 runs, 6 hits, no errors. We're back at it tomorrow night. Schwellenbach is your man on the mound. We've already got the Leave It to Beaver swell emoji already in, ready for you to fire away tomorrow. Y'all have a great night, Braves country. Luke Jackson came in. He didn't give up a run personally. He just gave up one that he inherited. Not the greatest outing, but hey, we know what Luke's about. We'll see you tomorrow night, 7:20 first pitch. Have a great one, Braves country.